Okay, I'll start with just not good enough. Starting with myself, I think about the staff as we're responsible. Prepare these guys through the week so they come out and execute and play with great energy, and we didn't have it today. I told the locker room again, we lost a bunch of one-on-ones. All three phases, the opportunity to get off the field did not take place the way they could run the ball. Situations with erring on aggression early, fourth down, own it defensively that we bow up didn't take place. And so we're at the halfway point. Talked about it in the locker room just now, 3-3. That's the realities, gotten beat the last 3 weeks coming out, and we got to work to fix some things that we can fix, but we got to be able to play in a manner that we win way more one-on-ones than we did today.
Jonathan, real quick, do you have an update on Aiden and what his status is?
Yeah, he got banged pretty good. There's start of the third and wasn't available the rest of the time.
And then the 4th and 1 call you mentioned earlier, I guess the thought into that, was it designed to be that sweep, toss, I'm sorry.
Check play, we're gonna sneak it. They squeezed it, checked it to an outside play and lost some one-on-ones out there.
Jonathan, you go into halftime to boos from a home crowd on homecoming, big crowd. In terms of the people who maybe have lost faith in this program, what do you say to them as the coach of this team and the person in charge? Yeah,
on the faith end, I'll just say I like playing at a place and being a part of a program that people genuinely care, have some energy and passion behind it, and that's a two-way street. When you're at a place, there's a high amount of care factor and passion with it, So if you're asking for that, you're going to get it on both ends.
John, I kind of want to go back to that fourth down play a little bit more. Can you kind of walk through, one, the decision making to go for it that deep in your end that early, and secondly, kind of the machinations of that. When you're going for it, you think you mentioned it, you talked about it as sneak and then changed it to outside. Was that an Aiden call? Was that from the booth, or what was that?
That's a game plan call. So when they go to squeeze, we're going to run sneak. They're in sneak defense. Defenses are exposed when you kick it out wide. So that wasn't just Aiden. That's what he's getting coached to do. That was the game plan of it. Obviously, it did not work.
And the decision making to go for it that deep in your own end there.
Less than a yard. Yeah, that's on me.
Mm-hmm. Jonathan, right in front here. It seems like with the 3 losses, the last 3 games, the fans' reactions have been disappointment, then anger, now apathetic. Do you kind of feel that energy with how the crowd reflected as they left throughout the game today?
I can't speak exactly. Call it, frustrations at halftime. All of us got the same ones. And so I can't speak for I don't know what we had, 70,000, whatnot there.
Jonathan, over here, you mentioned not having great energy. Are you worried and losing one? Are you worried about the state of this football team mentally, where they are and sort of where their mindset is?
No, I don't think we matched UCLA's new life, new energy on some one-on-ones and got beat. I don't think there was any loafing out there. I still think the care factor is there with this team. No, I just think that we got to come up on a Saturday. Where I'm leading into, I'm thinking we got to look at how much we're working during the week, so they got some freshness on Saturdays as well. But I don't think there's a factor or lack of care out of the group.
Also, the passing game, which a couple weeks ago looked like it could be a real strength for you in the Big Ten, was just not really a threat for a long time. What is going on there that's created this?
Yeah, I think we missed a couple open throws early, anticipating that. And then when you miss early, you feel like you want to get into a rhythm. I think passing is a lot about rhythm, and we have failed to get into one in the passing game the last couple weeks.
Jonathan, seems like an overwhelming situation right now. How do you prioritize what you need to focus on first to kind of bring everything back together?
Well, you got to analyze it, and you got to take a deep look at the film too, because your emotions after the game, and sometimes extremes take place when you're emotional. We're going to analyze it in a big way, and then we got to fix what we can fix, and then we think about, well, if this is a flaw that we can't totally fix, maybe we think about different scheme, different personnel, that kind of thing.
Jonathan, we all talked going into this about their coaching staffs made some changes mid-year, so it's not as much data. I'm wondering how much do you think sort of unscouted looks or just different things that we're not able to be prepared for played a factor?
I don't think the looks have dramatically changed on both sides. I do think just watching off the tape and then experiencing it today, that energy and belief out of that group out of UCLA, and I should have gone back to starting with credit to those guys. They came in here and played a really good game.
Jonathan, this week, either in terms of body language or focus? Did you sense that something wasn't quite right, or are you shocked by the performance today?
I'm very surprised by it, and again, I think all of us that way through the week felt good. The back to work, guys with call it energy and focus through the week. So yeah, surprised that this performance looked the way it did.
Coach, 18 games into your tenure here at Michigan State, do you feel this team has progressed to where you think this program should be?
The last 3 weeks, no, we'd like to be in a better place. At the same time, you know, sometimes it's a couple steps forward, step back, and again, well, I'm not pressing a huge panic button here, but there is this extreme urgency to get this thing in a better place, and so we're going to be back to work doing it tomorrow.
You just touched on the urgency, but maybe the pressure to win with the way this season has gone the past 3 weeks. Are you feeling that?
I think there's always pressure. And this is what you sign up for. You want to be, whether a head coach, you want to be a play caller, you want to be a quarterback in the Big Ten, you want to play defensive line in the Big Ten. There's always, call it pressure, but your own expectations are really what you're chasing, and we're focused on that.
In addition to the one-on-one shortcomings today, there were also some missed assignments on defense.
Yes.
Your thoughts about that? Is that focus, or were they getting rattled?
I think about simplifying things. I look at us defensively because, yes, we got more to us than the back out of the backfield a couple of times, and we don't got them, or we're late getting there. I think about maybe we got too much in on, and that's not just defense overall, but when it's not getting executed, the first thing you think about is how much we got going, and are they playing with clarity out there, and that's a coach's job.
The last 2 weeks, Alessio's been coming in just because Aiden's been coming out hurt, and he's been pretty decisive back there with his throws. Is that something to look at going into this week, whether or not Aiden Child's availability changes throughout the week?
Yeah, we'll check on health. Alessio has been coming along. He wasn't perfect here today, but I do think he's come in and made a couple of good throws when he's given the opportunity.
Back to the Childs hit. Did you think that was targeting on that play? And was that anything you guys asked?
I didn't see a clean replay. I think that's bang, bang. It was a physical hit. There's no question about that. And again, they're looking at this conference. They're looking at all plays, and they took I'm sure, a look at it because it was an injury timeout. They had plenty of time to look at it.
And I'm wondering about Nick as well. I mean, there were a lot of points in this game where Aiden was trying to get to him, and he was double covered, and Alessio was able to get him free a little bit. There was the touchdown play, for example, was a nicely designed one underneath there. I'm wondering, how is that something that you need to make and maximize, the Nick Marsh factor?
Well, yeah, I mean, we had tensions coming in, and you saw a couple of balls going his way early. I think at the same time, you design all you want. If he's seeing a little bit of double coverage, we got to be going to other spots, and that's on the quarterback to do it.
Hey, Jonathan, I'm just wondering how you adjust the team at halftime when the first half went the way it was, and you mentioned, or the Boozer mentioned earlier, just to try and refocus for 30 more minutes. What was the mood and the message at that point?
Well, the mood wasn't great, right? We come in with a lot of frustration. Again, we got to make some adjustments and all of that. We talk about sticking together, and it's on us to do it. And so that's where the halftime and look to make some adjustments. You open the second half, you got some momentum, you got a drive going, and then don't finish it and can't get a stop. Thanks, guys.